Welcome back, everybody. This is Aquatic Space, and today we got what I believe is Skimmer we ordered. So let's go ahead and open this up, and we'll take a look at it, see if it is in fact the Skimmer, which I would imagine so. It's a long box. Skimmers are tall, from what I understand. This will be my first Skimmer. Memorial Weekend was just a couple days ago, and basically I panicked because the corals were looking bad. Penny wasn't doing too well, and I was like, dang, you know, my fish tank's about to crash. But it's gotten under control on its own, so I'm glad that I was able to manage it without having to, you know, rely solely on a powerful piece of equipment like a skimmer or a roller mat. But definitely want to get this just so the water quality is better and things aren't just surviving, but they're thriving. So yeah, stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button or dislike button. You know, let me know your thoughts, questions, ideas, concerns. But yeah, so definitely this is obviously the Skimmer. Never used a skimmer before. I hear you got to dial them in. This is going to be the catch can, and the bubbles are going to bubble over the top, and this lid could pop off, or it may not bubble at all, or not really like pop off, but just kind of like bubble over the top and then pop the lid off that way. So let's go ahead and get this thing installed. What's up, everybody? This is Shane from the future, and to be exact, probably about a month and a half in the future. Say a lot has changed. There's all electric cars and we don't pay taxes at all. No, I'm just kidding. But I am from the future, and I'll inform you guys a little bit about what's going on here. So what you're looking at is the green star polyp that I initially put in the first one, and just giving a little hints here. Yeah, there's Penny. Oh well, sorry, now we're swapping. There's my first corals, and they're looking definitely small. The water quality is definitely poor. I would agree with that. It is bad, and unlike the Shane that you guys are listening to doesn't realize it, that skimmer is definitely needed. I did not have water under control, and the skimmer helped out tremendously thus far. Yeah, the rock work, you can see a little bit of algae. I thought I had a problem, but it actually can get worse. I'm happy to report that the water is doing great now. As you can see, there's the copper band. I'm going to be doing a video over the copper band exclusively, and basically I feel like I can change the reputation of this fish from what everybody considers an expert level fish to really a fairly easy fish, and honestly I would say it probably should be one of the first fish you put in your tank, especially if you plan on getting one. And there's a lot of benefits to it. As you can see, Penny's picking around the rock a lot, and just to give a little bit, I don't want to give everything away, but it's really helpful to pick off parasites. If you have troubles dipping corals or catching everything, he may pick a problem off before you even realize you had one. So copper band's really cool, they're really curious, and got a lot of personality. That Galaxia you see to the left, that actually in the future is not doing so well. It's the only coral that I don't have going well right now, and it's an interesting reason, but I'll go ahead and save that. This will prove right here that I'm from the future. Ding! There you go. There's a picture of all the extra things we got. Also, I'm going to throw in a time-lapse video of a water change. I thought it was pretty cool to watch, but you can see that I'm dealing with the water quality issue, and then the water parameters just got worse the very next day. So the protein skimmer definitely helped out with that, and I would say for almost anybody I would urge you to get one. But you know, I dealt with other issues that caused water quality problems too, and you'll see that in the future. So without further ado, back to the video.
Alright, so we put our skimmer in. As you see, I capped it off. What I really like about the Red Sea sump, for beginners, you know, there's really good customizable sumps or companies that just make sumps but are specialized in them. But anyways, there's this plate down here, and it's adjustable. I don't know if you can see the little lines, and there's a screw down there, or tracks, and then there's a screw down there. Well, I had it lowered, and basically this company said that the skimmer needed to be 9.8 inches into the water, and so you can kind of see the line right there where I had the water previously. So I got out the tape measure, and it's about 10 inches now, where it was earlier. Let's see here, it was about 9 inches, so I bumped it up about an inch. If that doesn't work, I can always lower this this wall right here, and the water level will drop. Something else you want to make sure: when you raise this, it captures more water in this section, obviously, and in this front refugium section. So it takes up about another gallon of water, so your pump will almost run dry. So what I did was I quickly put the skimmer in, which takes up space, allowing more water displacement and water to fill up over there. I also turned my valve all the way open so you can see all the bubbles, so it's putting more water down here in the sump, so because it's not good to run the pump dry. And let's get this out of the way. We'll slide the auto top off over. So right here is a float valve, and notice that you can see the ripples coming off of it. Well, when the float valve is low, it starts running water from my auto top off into the sump and into the tank. So right now it's pretty much going full blast because I took up a lot of that water into the skimmer section of the sump, and so now it's going to fill that section back up so the pump can have more water again. Once it fills up, I'll slowly turn this valve back to where it silences the water flow, which will add more water up top because it's restricting the flow, and then therefore more of the auto top off will dump into the water down here, leveling out the levels. The auto top off right here is full of fresh water, and the point of that is for evaporation. So when a saltwater tank evaporates, the water leaves but the salt stays. So the salinity can rise to dangerous levels and harm your fish and corals. So you keep an auto top off to keep water levels stable, and then you can just keep dumping in here, and the float shuts off when it reaches the level. Alright everybody, here we are 2 or 3 hours later, I would say. So yeah, that is some waste right there. You can see the larger particulates in the top, and kind of settling down in the skimmer. So yeah, pretty excited to be able to pull that thick gunk out of the water. That's what they're supposed to do. Oh yeah, so another thing, let's see here if y'all can see this. So there's the max line, and there's a red little arrow almost protruding out the side right down there, and so that's where it's currently at. So I had it on max, and I had to tone it down to what looks like about 3, maybe 3.5 on the power. And I think I might have stated my theory on here, but yeah, basically, so the foaming that's going on is there's less waste on the bubbles. They pretty much dissipate pretty quick, but as they move on up through the body of the skimmer, the waste and the nutrients settles on the top of the bubbles, making them a little more buoyant, I guess. So they end up kind of making it to the top. And so you can see in there, back deep in there, it's bubbling. But yeah, as soon as it gets enough waste it'll go ahead and push it right over the top into here. When I first turned it on, I turned it to max, like I said, and it filled up probably about a 1/4 inch of this with water already, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted the waste very concentrated. That way, one, I'm skimming out just the waste and not the salt water itself, and also it's going to take longer before I have to actually empty and clean the cup. I'm not trying to do it in the middle of the night. This is about 3 hours later, so this is actually skimming pretty quick, even though I turned it to max. So some of that water is because I shot it up through the top. So I imagine at this speed, even though it doesn't look like it's doing anything, I'll have to change it probably every couple to 3 days. I might even tone it back a little bit more and make it more fine of waste up there if I can. That way I can get it about emptying it once a week or so if I can get that. But yeah, guys, it's looking great. It's filtering out a ton of waste. I feel like it's great. All right. Well, if I have anything new to show you, I'll show you guys.